Lord Jesus is the
We getting
Hey, y'all. Good morning.
To Coffee and Conversation.
Welcome to Coffee and Conversations. Do y'all have y'all drink of choice this morning? Y'all coffee, tea, latte, mocktail, whatever. It's Friyay, okay? It is Friyay. How many of y'all was waiting for this day to come? No, everybody like, I can't wait till Friday, honey.
I'm going to do a revival, y'all.
Good morning, Queen. Who is this Facebook user? Is that Tammy? Good morning.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's hard
when they come
Good
from
morning,
the other,
yeah, because when they're in the groups, you see it'll come up as Facebook user.
Good morning, Melissa.
So you can't really see
who it is,
because it's a private group, and so that's the thing about the private groups.
Okay.
You don't get to see their name.
Oh,
well, good morning
group,
to you, Queen. Yeah, and then Tammy be like, I don't know if you can see me. So sometimes she'll be in this group, sometimes she'll be in there, sometimes Star will be in there, so it could be either one of them. But I noticed a lot I people been catching the replays in that group as well.
Good.
Serenity texted me already this morning. What she need? I don't know. I just noticed. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning. Oh, it's me, Queen CEO. Hello, Queen.
Hello. Good
I haven't heard spoke to you in so long. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope the babies are doing amazing. I love to see you with the kids. I'm telling you, shout out to mom in it. Okay, like that intentional type of love. Oh my God. So Queen CEO, good to see you. Good to see you, my love. Like, love to share. Thank you, Melissa. I swear, me and Melissa gonna be finished all of our edits by today. We got the last final cut. Went through the design is so beautiful. Okay, Gucci is not having it right now.
He wanna be bougie, acting like
Gucci being bougie because it's raining outside and he ain't trying to hit that wet weather. He is not trying to. Y'all see my shirt today? Isn't my shirt cute? Beautiful on fleek, y'all.
Come here, Boo.
The 25th, I'll be at the Black Wall Street with all of my gear, all things I choose me, right? Making your shine crystal clear. Oh, yeah. He's too busy. He want to get out, but he don't want to go outside. It's kind of raining here this morning, y'all. Out here in the Carolinas.
Let's go.
Yeah, you see how I said the Carolinas? Oh, he changed his mind.
He gotta use the bathroom.
He gotta go. He gotta go, but he don't want to go. He gotta go, but he don't want to go, y'all.
He gonna hold it. We gonna see.
And today we don't have no specific topics, okay? Today is straight up
hot topics, y'all. Hot topics. Whatever we want to talk about.
So if you got a hot topic, throw it up in there, and we gonna catch it and dish it back out. We've been on for 3 minutes. Continue to like, share, tell your friends. I gotta get my phone.
Yes. Tap in.
I forgot my agave. I said, I'm getting some. We drinking tea today,
honey.
Oh, you got ginger ale.
I got ginger ale in my cup, y'all. My stomach wasn't feeling right, and I wasn't even having drinks last night. I had one drink last night, and I didn't even finish it. And I took me a bath, girl. With my music.
Why did you? We took our bath yesterday too. We took our bath early though. We took our bath like after you dropped me off. I think I took a nap. I think we took our bath about 2:00.
Oh, okay.
In the afternoon
was around.
It was Chef Ron's day off
last night. Oh.
So normally we take our baths on our Sabbath, which is Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because
switch your day.
Yeah, Monday we just didn't get it, but we got to get it in for the week because it's important to the love that you share, right? So the connection. So we definitely took a nice bath. It was so relaxing. Mm-hmm. And the thing about the soul bath is that when you leave the room, because Chef Ron made me a red snapper fish. You got to come have a piece. It was a long one, and then he stuffed it with callaloo and tomatoes.
Jeez, so good. They be eating that good food, child.
So good. I've been wanting to try it all this time. Nicole, my cousin, my sister wife, she made her mom makes this callaloo stuffed fish that I had. Oh, it was so good. And I was like, oh, I've been wanting that so bad. So Chef Ron did a rendition yesterday with the red snapper. And it is so good. I cut off half. I came upstairs for half. He was like, you ate all that fast? I was like, no, boy. But so that was yesterday. So yeah, the bath was in. But when I walked into the room, that's what I was saying. You know, I'd be like, that's how my thoughts in my head be. That's why it seemed like I'd be all over the place. That's how that's how
circle back around. We're gonna come back to what we were saying.
Let the memory proceed.
Y'all follow us, right?
But when I walked back into the room after we had took the bath, was downstairs and was cooking and stuff. Kids came in. I was all in my robe. Just robe. So when the kids came in, I'm like, oh God, we gotta go upstairs. But then when we walked back in the room, it smelled like so good. Smelled like just so that smell that was created for that bath. Oh my God, it has the peppermint in the what is it? You got peppermint, you got frankincense and myrrh, you got the baby powder, you got like all those different things. Oh my God, they smell so delicious. Yes.
We had
delicious.
The light off with the candle on. There was a nice little glimmer in the bathroom. We had the music on. I had my music playing, honey. It was a vibe. Y'all better get y'all soul bath. I ain't gonna say better, but I would advise y'all to really get a soul bath. I'm telling you, you gonna be like, oh my goodness, where has this been all my life? You gonna be wanting one every week. Click that link. You got your link in there, Precious? Click that link
be up there
and get you a soul
bath. In my memory
reminds
me, I'm gonna get my thing so we can start sharing. So, yes. One of the things that she was acting. She was in her feelings yesterday, and I was like, I put these caramels to Serenity. I was like, you want to try it? She was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, okay.
Oh, she ain't want to try it. Now she come on, it's so good.
No, she good. So I guess she took some for lunch today.
Oh, okay.
Well, she probably just popped one in her mouth.
Probably trying to taste it.
And so she just texted to my mom, these caramels are good. I'm like,
What kind is it? What's the brand?
I've never even had that brand before. I have to show you. Let's just say, I was in Harris Teeter, you know, they had all the leftover candies. Let's just say it was a sea salted caramel. So they put the sea salt on the caramel, so got the amount of sweet and taffy to it. And she loved Werther's. So you know what?
Yeah.
When I popped one, but they were like originally like $8-9, but they were on sale for like $1.62. So I said, well, let me get the pack because Tutu does French. She loves like pastries, and so Serenity is fluent French. And so ever since she's been in kindergarten, she's been into the land of France. So they always doing pastries and stuff like that. That's how she started making so many desserts.
Yes.
But yeah. She loved it, but the caramel was really, really good, really, really good. So I guess I'll go and get a couple of the other bags that was on clearance. So I was like, well, let's try this. So, but yeah, that's funny. She was just texting like, oh, it is good. So hot topics. One of the hot topics I want to talk about is LeBron. Okay, because I don't know how we made it this whole week without talking about the King LeBron and breaking his record.
Yeah, we did.
When?
You don't remember?
No, I do not.
We was talking about how it was one of the things we threw in there when we was talking about something. And Ron was saying
who? I don't remember. We're gonna have to talk about it again then.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember talking about on Monday. What it was something else that we talked about.
We was talking about something else, and we was talking about Black History Month or something. I think we was mentioning
because that just happened this weekend, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happened this week.
So I know we came back, and I remember talking about the awards and the Super Bowl, but I remember speaking all football. I do not remember basketball.
He hit the record for what?
Yeah, but wasn't that Saturday? What day was that? Let me Google it because we got.
What was the most points? So what was his? He did the most.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he got the most points in history.
He made the most points in history, and he now
took the record over
who? Because he passed him the ball or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That part.
So that was good. Yeah. Or maybe I was watching it on TV.
No, we watched it. We did not talk about it. We spoke about. We spoke about.
But that is a great accomplishment.
That's what I'm saying. We spoke about the Super Bowl, but we did not speak about LeBron. I would have remembered that. But I wanted to do look up exactly.
It wasn't. We be talking so much. That's what it is. Me and you probably was just talking.
Yeah, we wasn't live.
Yeah, we wasn't live.
We didn't bring it up on.
So that is a great accomplishment. Yeah, he definitely did that, and he still is in the game. So, could you imagine how many points he's actually gonna hit before he retires? And who in the world is gonna come behind him for that one? Honey, now that's going to be something.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it says. Congratulations to LeBron on breaking one of the most hallowed records in all of sports by becoming the NBA's all-time scoring leader. Points, 38,390.
Who?
That's how many points he's gotten up to that point. 38,390.
And how long he been playing?
He been playing since he was he went straight out of high school, didn't he? 19?
Yeah,
18,
went straight out of high school. Whoa. Oh yeah. And then he got
some of those stats if you want.
Bronny coming up. He got 2 boys, don't he?
Yeah, and so I want to celebrate LeBron for not just his record breaking
he's so much more than
points
basketball
on the court, and that everybody acknowledges that, but the records that he is breaking outside the court, as a father, as a wife, as a community leader, as a intentional person that understands to whom much is given, much was required and
father. You said a wife.
Required. As a father. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said as a wife?
As a father. Did I say wife? I said celebrate how he is white. As a husband. As a father. On and off the court. So, yes, definitely. We want to celebrate.
Absolutely. His community work.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Epitome of an example outside the court.
I have liked LeBron since the very beginning, because Oprah introduced me to him.
You don't hear him with no craziness going on.
Nope. And his kids
controls his temper. He don't be having that craziness going on in the court. He try to dissolve issues. He gets mad. He's a human, but ain't nothing over the top and extra.
Yeah. So I definitely celebrate him for
definitely
his, accomplishment, because that's got to be hard to have all that games and have all of that time, like being very cautious of your time. That's one of the things I did like back in the day when Will Smith, what kids were growing up, like his oldest son Trey played football. And they said he never missed a game, even when they were doing Karate Kid.
Oh, okay.
He would get on the plane, their private jet, to make sure he had a whole full day of taping. But the next day they was on the plane to make sure he didn't miss any of his games. But he could afford that lifestyle. But it was it was the intention of showing up and making sure that you allow every role entitled to know that they're equally valued, right? And so it's one thing to be within a star,
capability, capacity, because he made it his duty to do that. He's like, why can't I do it? I'm gonna make it happen. And he did. So he made the difference. So I think that's what it's all about. And so it makes me think, like, what dreams do we have? What are we aiming for? What goals are we setting, right? Because to live in the to actually live in the conclusion, right? The destiny part of it, that has to be an overwhelming feeling for the moments, right? The moments when that success, right? When preparation meets opportunity, as Queen Oprah liked to say, that moment, because you've done the work, you prepared for it, and now you're in the moment, like what that must feel like to be like, finally, yes, and so to keep on
as Rondell Jr. says, outdoing your last record, right? Because the only person he was outdoing was himself until he looked up and eventually it's like, oh my God, look where I am. And so if you concentrate on self and continue to implement the different things that's going to make you a better human being, there's no way you won't outdo, outbrand, outlive, outshine your last self. Nah, not nobody else, but outshining your last self. So, because how can you be disappointed if you did that for you? How can you be disappointed if that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's how you live your life.
That part right there, honey.
So let me pull up. Let's see what other hot topics we've been missing.
What y'all got going on?
Today is quiet. It's rainy.
Yeah, it felt like a calm, cool bed, relaxed movie day or something.
Listen, it's Friday.
Up on the couch with a cover or something.
I gotta decide what I have going on next.
Child. My husband like child. It's
oh, well, you gonna have some plans this weekend, huh? Yeah. What's your plans for this weekend? What's your plans for the weekend?
Jalen says he wants me to take him to eat Saturday.
Okay.
My mom is like, I want you to come get me so we can go to Salvation Army Saturday.
Okay.
And Byron is like, it's still Valentine week, and I want us to get away somewhere. We got to get out this house so we could still celebrate Valentine's Day. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, whatever you want to do. I'm good. But so we supposed to go somewhere Saturday night, come back Sunday. So I got a power pack Saturday to say the least. Jalen, mom, and hubby.
Sounds like all your roles and titles shall be filled, wife, mother, lying. Daughter. Word is bond, Kia. Word is bond.
I didn't think about that. Now that I'm saying it,
word
I'm
is
like,
bond.
I got a power pack.
And that's what I talk about when you show up for all your roles and titles, right? You have to be committed to whatever role you are in at the time. And so that is the great balance of I choose me, #no more excuses, is understanding that you have to be selfish before you can be selfless, right? So you have to fish for self. I always like to tell Rondell the word selfish for me is what everybody has to be first, right? Because selfish means I'm going to fish for self. I'm going to figure out who I am. And now that I was selfish for a season, now I can be selfless because now I know when I can use less of myself in order to give more of myself to somebody else because I figure out who I am, how I operate, and what that stands for. And so taking the time to figure out what to put on the hook to fish for you, right? Because we would be fishermen of men. And if you've ever went fishing, you understand that is a tricky thing depending on what you're catching, depends on what you put on the hook, right? And so to fish for self, you have to figure out what are you putting on the hook, what's catching you, what's getting your eye, what's growing your thing.
And don't accept anything that come out that water, honey.
You know what I mean? But you the one coming out the water.
I put it on the foot. Look, I put.
You gotta ask yourself, what did I bite?
I don't want a crappie. I want a bass. I want a crappie.
But listen, we talking about you though. You the one coming up. The question is, what did you bite on that drug you out of the water? Right? Because you at one point was in submission. When you went under the water, that's a sub. So you was in submission. You were submerged within something. And then somebody said something shiny by you. Distractions. You bit. And when they pulled you out the water, what happened next, right? And so it's really knowing what it is that allows you to think. We're going to keep up with the comments. Chef Ron was like, listen. He gave us some pointers. He said, listen, one of y'all is talking, one of y'all is reading, one of y'all is reading, and one of y'all is talking. Y'all be 5 hours behind the comments, and it's like, what are they talking about? It was funny when I said it.
Okay. We got to keep up with the comments. We're going to do better. We're going to do better.
Remember, we said we invited y'all to our coffee and conversations, and sometimes we forget that y'all in the conversation. So that's why whether it's one person on, 5 people on, or we catch y'all with the replays later, we still talking.
Look, so, we're going to get us together. He like, I done told y'all to do the show.
So go ahead,
I ain't even doing it right. Now let's get
we're not doing it right. We have a producer. Here's our producer. He on.
So Ron says, Chef Ron says, if you know who you are, it's harder for people to get to you.
Yeah.
You won't accept the fake things people say
The
about
false
you.
things.
You sure won't. Them false things. Oh, no. You ain't going to accept it. Because that's not who you are. I don't care what they say. That's not me.
And easier said than done. We all know that.
Yeah, because words hurt and what people are saying about you do get to your emotions because
absolutely.
They say stick and stones. Words will never.
Well, that's a lie. You know that saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I say that.
Words do hurt. But when you know who you are, and you're confident in you, it bounces off of you and you don't let it penetrate. Okay, so you don't accept. I'm not going to accept it. You can say anything you want, but am I going to accept it? No, I'm not going to accept that.
Absolutely that's not true. They hurt because you don't know you, and that's why I say you have to do the spring cleaning. When that same concept, when I did it with the kids, the ICME Academy, and you know they have sticks and what did they say? Sticks and stones may break. Not that one. Your rubber. I'm rubber. You're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. And that is so true because at the end of the day, it takes two to touch and agree for it to be so. So if I say something to you and it's not true, I give the example of one of my clients who's very tall. And, you know, and I said, if somebody came to you and was like, listen, you the shortest person up in here and you can't see nobody, he would know without a shadow of doubt, as Chef Ron is saying, that he is not short. So it doesn't affect him. What you said doesn't resonate to the point where it touches him, where it stings or it causes him to question himself because he is sure that he is tall.
And he is not accepting the false things they say about him or her.
Yeah. So when you listen to somebody and you have a sense of belief in what they said, then it reverts back to you. So you are not rubber at this time. You are actually glue. You are receiving because you haven't done that mental note to be able to release those things that were planted, right? Because seeds are just thoughts that are planted in you. So throughout your life, people have said stuff and it's like walking by and sprinkling stuff in your garden. Yeah. You don't even know it's growing. You didn't see them throw it, but next thing you know, you see a tree coming up.
It's in your head. It's
so it's there.
And it's planted there and it's going to rear its ugly head. So you got to get confident and build it every day. And if you don't, you got to work on that.
Yep. And you got to do that work.
I think...
Okay,
I think most people are very unsure about themselves. You are so right. A lot of people are unsure about themselves. And like you say, words hurt. So when you have those seeds that's in there and the weeds are not fully out from the ground, from the dirt, from the root, because they're still going to pop up and grow and you got to learn how to maintain them, to cut them down. That's what's going to wind up happening. That unsurety is going to be there because it's not fully developed into pure confidence, right? So, yeah, most people aren't unsure of themselves. And that's, See, and that's something to be worked on too. Loving yourself and being confident with yourself is a everyday, I think, constant thing that you have to work on.
Yep.
Right? Because even the most confident person has a weakness. Everybody has a weakness with something. And we was talking about them triggers yesterday, right? So you just don't know what that is. Right? You could be the most confident person, but then something triggers you. Because there go that weed that's starting to grow up again, and you have to cut it down. You got to cut it, right? So, I mean, yeah, you are spot on, Ron. Most people are very unsure about themselves.
Well, I mean, and that's why it's the work, right? It's the work we do. We are unsure because we are soliciting opinions from everybody else. That's why
advice.
But it's important for us to like get into ourselves. It is important for us to meditate. It's important for us to figure out what are the things that make us excited. What are the things that lift us up? What are the things that make us feel like we are necessary, right? And so that's why God said your gifts will make room for you. But the only way you find those gifts is if you tap into yourself. That's why meditation is key. That's why spending that time with you. You're with yourself 24/7. The fact that you don't know who you are, or what it is you need, or what it is you want, it is because you haven't done that self-reflection. You haven't spent that time. You haven't gotten over the things that you cannot change.
Y'all need a Precious. Y'all need a doctor. Y'all need the soul sage doctor. Everybody need a doctor in their life. Y'all need a Precious. Y'all need a refill station. Yeah. Y'all need these prescriptions, these subscriptions. I'm telling you, you get you a Precious in your life. Your life ain't gonna be the same, honey.
Oh no, but let's be clear. You gonna have an attitude with Precious sometimes.
It ain't always gonna be good.
And that's why I'm gonna be clear.
People don't like to be hurt.
But let me be clear.
People don't like you to tell them what they
Let's
need to
be
hear.
clear. Because what Precious does is I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need.
That's why everybody needs that person.
Because when you go to the doctor and the doctor damn pussyfoot around with you about what is going on and what the issues are, and next thing you know, now you in stage 4,
correct,
and you all breaking down, and you and everybody, but it's like, okay, but somebody was here to help you this whole time. You think you know, and you have no idea. When somebody has the things or doing the things that make sense, that's what using information is all about. It's not to take it personal. It's to go through the process. I had to go through the process.
Everybody
has to go through the process of letting go. Everybody has to go through the process of recognizing what role they play in every situation. Because at the end of the day, you cannot change anybody. You have to change yourself. Now, I can take instructions, take opinions, take perspective, take guidance, take wisdom, right? Wisdom is listening to somebody else who have accomplished the things that you want. I remember I was doing a session with a younger person before, and they were like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to be like this. I want to do like this. My aunt do this and this, do that. And I said, okay. Do you want to be like your aunt? No. Well, then why would you want to do the things that she's doing if you don't want what she got? Stop doing the things that people are doing that not going to give you the results in which you want. So if you see somebody create a company and you like the way their company is functioning, then yes, let me take heed to what you're saying. Let me take heed to what you're doing. All the time I'm in rooms. Thank God for Clubhouse. Thank God for YouTube University. Thank God for places that are free for you to get informed. Exactly. To be able to make new steps. Everything that I'm doing now, I did not know when I started. But I took heed, I got informed, I applied information.
And that's the key, applying the information. You got all this information, but what you doing with it?
So yeah, we're gonna have a real conversation. I say it's microwavable healing, because the minute you tell me the problem, it's like, as I say, a God whispers, it just comes through. So that's how I go.
You gotta give.
But everybody's situation is totally different. That's why I say it's the soul doctor, right? Because I mentor in your mindset. So depending on what it is you are dealing with, depending on what it is you are going through, depending on those things are the detail. But that's why I say I need paying customers, right? Because when you're helping people who are not investing, they want to tell you what to do. They don't listen. And then when stuff fall apart, you looking like, well, what? No, you got to listen. You need to listen. Just like I had to listen when I didn't know. I have to listen and follow the steps. I have to respect that I ain't got nothing against nobody. I'm trying to help everybody, right? That's the intention, right? To help each other, to actually give insight about the things that we've been through. So it's like, yeah, that's the purpose.
That's why I say sometimes if I do a consultation, I always give the disclaimer. Okay, you came to me and I'm just straight talk, no chaser. So I'm gonna give it to you the way
them freebies was stressing me out. Let me tell y'all.
Okay?
I had to drop them freebies because it's like, okay, I got kids, I got responsibilities, because I just want to help and serve. And it's like, oh no, you only respect what you're paying for, right? Because then you go to somebody else and pay them, and I did 10 times more than what they did for you. shifted you 10 times further. But I'm so busy, like, no, let me help you, and you don't even respect the help that I'm giving you. So yeah, you gotta make your appointment with the doctor. That's why it's the soul doctor. No, you have to make an appointment. If you don't make an appointment, you can sit over there and rot where you are. But if you make an appointment because something is off, then you can find out what's going on. And so that's what life is all about.
Not being real with yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is people just not real with themselves. So when somebody else is real with them, they can't take it because it's like, I ain't even real with my damn self. But you know what to say to yourself. Yeah. You know what to do, but you just not doing it. So when somebody else comes along and it's like,
I say, listen, don't call me and tell me nothing unless you want a real opinion, because I ain't the listening person. I ain't the person that's going to sit here and listen to bull that I can't do it. I just cannot. So I'm dead serious. If you weren't here and you like, oh, this one did that and that, I cannot do it. I don't have the time.
I have the capacity
to listen to people who ain't even listening to themselves. I don't have the time for that, right? So I had to reshift, reboot, not take it personal, and be like, yo, you can't even help people that don't want to help themselves, because they will throw you under the bus and you trying to help them. You can't. You cannot.
Not a good thing.
You cannot invest your time with people trying to get them to where you want them to go if they don't want to be there. Because they're going to find reasons and excuses to why what you're trying to offer is not enough. So like I said, you have to be very intentional. That's why you have to separate business from personal. That's why you have to be very intentional with what your giftings are, because people will rob you of your gift. You hear me? Jacob. Rob you of your gift. Happy Friday.
Hey, Jacob.
Rob you of your
Happy
gift.
Friday.
So I'm just saying, you got to know who you are. And you got to know who you're dealing with too when you're going, right? So I laugh. So I'm saying, people, you don't call me unless you want straight talk and straight understanding. I say, I got that from a pastor.
Come on.
Shout out to Dr. Johnny Ray Youngblood, honey, because what he didn't do was sugarcoat too much stuff.
He ain't playing around with you now.
It's never rude. It's never mean, but it's definitely real talk. What
they're going to get when they come to you. So I know my mother used to be like, Kia, you did do a little adjustment, because we be like, My sister was like, don't tell Kia. Whatever you do, though, because she didn't want to hear my mouth or what I was going to say. But over the time, I had to realize that I had to adjust what I was saying or how I was saying, because the where I was coming from. Yeah. And I had to realize that everybody is different in different situations, and it's not. So it was some work I had to do on me. And then I had to check myself and listen to what I do say. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to do better. Like, that's not, like, how would I feel? Like, so, yeah, I had to do a lot of, so now everybody's, like, talking to me.
Now they talking to you.
And I just come from love, it still comes across my message, but it's more different.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Nicole. Hey, lady.
But yes.
Hot topics, y'all. Hot topics.
Yeah, we don't have no specific thing. We've been like this. You know how we do. We have a water wave, and so we done shout out LeBron and his accomplishment on and off the court. You know. Plus, we talking about living in your dream and being, what is that dream? Like, what is your dream? What is your plans for this year?
Come on, because Jacob over here have got something to say. He's saying, so Jacob says, people mentally in a bad place, and they love they love toxic behavior, and toxic behavior will interrupt your spiritual growth. Let's talk about it. Come on, Jacob.
People mentally in a bad place, and they love toxic behavior. That part. Well, that's what I said, and that's why, because the reason why, because you started it, people mentally in a bad place and they love toxic behavior. You already said
hurt people.
That they are mentally in a bad place, and what comes out? And only thing that's gonna come out this cup is what I put in this cup. Only thing that's gonna come out of this honey jar is what is put in this honey jar. So if you are mentally in a bad place, then what is gonna come out?
Everything.
Toxicity, right? So if emotionally and mentally you are struggling, then you are contaminating your inside. That's why God said to renew yourself daily, right? If you keep on holding on to the stuff that doesn't serve you and you allow it to fill up, eventually I will dilute what's in and make it become something else, right? But if I keep on adding the same negative emotion, then it's going to be a whole slump of mess,
take over,
right?
It's gonna take over.
So your behavior, right? Emotional health is all about how you show up. So if you show up half full and you allow and you put yourself back in the vicinity with half full people, right? Because we said the other day, if I'm negative and you positive, it's going to keep on bringing me up to the positive thing. But if I'm negative, you negative, it's going to keep on bringing me down to the negative. And so your toxic behavior is really because what's inside of you, you haven't done the work on. And so it's no longer honey. Right now is sud, is dirt, is leftover. So I mean, you gotta sweeten your sauce in order to have something pleasing to somebody else's taste buds to come out. And so that's why I choose me is key. If I take care of me and you take care of you and you take care of you, there's nothing left to do. The work is done. And what do we get to do when everybody comes as their whole self? We automatically get to build. We spend so much time trying to figure stuff out because everybody is half baked because we haven't done the work, right? And so that's why I choose me isn't selfish, it's selfless. It was already selfish first. That's why I get to be selfish, selfless. Because I searched for me.
You'll be selfish.
I fished for me and I did the work. So I love that.
Me, selfish.
And your spiritual growth is all about your emotional state, right? Because it's back to the faith. Either you operating in fear or you're operating in faith. Like I said, what the F is your mustard seed? Because if you are mentally in a bad place, you are operating in fear. False evidence appearing real instead of the new way to fear, which is forget, escaping, and rise. So you can decide what type of fear it is and you can change it. See? So that's half full. So when I used to fear this contaminated honey, that mental bad place I'm in is false evidence appearing real. That's that fear. But when I changed my mind, renewed myself, thought of myself different, saw myself different, operated like I was different, then that fear became false evidence appearing real and I continued to rise. But when I was rising, I was adding the goodness, right? Because God's goodness, surely his goodness and grace shall take you higher and higher, right? To glory to glory. So now as I include that, even if I had a little bit of mess right here. But when I just saw that the mess was this much and I still had 90% to go. Come on now, this container is working out for me. And I begin to fill it with the stuff that is all goodness. What you think gonna happen to this? I'm gonna shake that out. That's now becomes diluted, right? And so you get to dilute your behavior when you dilute how you show up and what you pour into yourself. So if you around negative Nancy, then that's why your stuff is negative. But if you're around people who are lifting, pouring, and telling you who you could be,
negative Nancy,
right? It's going to
get out of here.
Remove that negative behavior. And now you're mentally going to be equipped to what? Remove the toxicity out of yourself. Because now I'm speaking life over myself instead of death over myself. So you are mentally disturbed because you don't know that you are life, that you are love, that you are moving past this point. So yeah, it's that self-work. I know, right, Gucci? That part.
Really, Gucci?
Then the church says amen. Okay.
Gucci agrees
Gucci
with that
said,
one.
yeah.
Y'all ain't here talking.
Nicole talking about speak, girl, speak. I hope I'm speaking. I hope I'm speaking.
You always be speaking, girl. I'll be going back to the replays and I'll be like, yes, I'm over here.
I be loving it. Thank y'all for listening to me.
I'm telling you, that toxic behavior will interrupt your spiritual growth, honey.
That part, Nicole, Gucci feeling it too. Ain't it all? We over there like, yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Talk about it. But yeah, so that's what life is all about, really. It's really doing that work so that we don't allow our current reality to dictate our future, right? Because that's what faith is all about. Freedom after insight to higher self, right? That's the acronym for faith. So if I have the freedom, right, power to choose, after whatever I've been through, right, and the insight because there's a desire that I have, right, to hire, right? Freedom after insight 2, that's the T. Hire, right? And everybody know when you're hiring something, you are giving them a position and a momentum in your company or in your world.
Come on now.
Right? So if I hire myself,
become employee of the month.
Come on now.
Employee of the month.
If I hire myself, then what happens? Then I get to create the visual that's behind my eyes because I had the insight to realize what that looked like. And so that's what faith is all about. Now I can fear it, and I can allow it to break me down, or I can faith it and I can allow it to be the beginning, the start, right? The art of beginning is start, the beginning of a new chapter of me, because I'm writing my own story. God gives me the power to choose. So will you choose? Choose you.
Choosing.
Choose ye today.
Faith or fear.
Ron says, think about it. Oh, go ahead. Read. You
go
read
ahead.
Here.
All right. So Ron says, think about it. People don't even know they're good people. That's why it's hard for a lot of people to say no. Once you know who you are, you can say no with no guilt.
That's key.
Period.
Yeah, that's key.
Period.
Yeah.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I don't have to give an explanation. You asked the question and I said no.
No.
Now, how you take that and you start spiraling and out of control because you trying to, why I'm saying no and going through all of this, that's for you to deal with. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that's such a hard thing. Yeah.
I choose me and you ask me a question and that's my answer. Yeah, a lot of people can't even say no.
Once you know that you say no with no, right. And that's why they say no is a whole sentence. And you have to be okay. And I think that was so key.
With no guilt.
You have to be okay with self to say no with no guilt and don't let it beat you up. It is what it is, right? And I think that is true. That is so true. And it's easier said than done.
And act like I'm, because
Oprah used to say, listen.
You know, I don't like
to say no. And you be like,
and I'll be like, I'm trying to figure out, say if somebody asks me for some money and I'm like, okay, I got $12 and she just needs $7. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you know what? Versus being like, no, because I never know what I'm going to need the hotel for. I'm going to rationalize it out and be like, yeah, I don't like to say no. Mm-hmm. So that is something a lot of people do have to work on, but I've gotten better with that.
Especially with loved ones, right? Because especially when you start telling yourself, well, I'm the answer, right? And you think God is looking, and I used to be hard on myself like that, right? And I had to,
I'm the resort.
I had to tell myself what they said. What was the hardest lesson I have to learn was that I'm nobody's God. Mm-hmm. That it's not my job to jump in every time, especially now. If you are capable and able, mm-hmm. then that makes you holy, right? Mm-hmm. Because then that means that it's true to you. But if you're not capable and able and you do it just so that you can make yourself appear to be better than what you are, and it's not organic, authentic, mm-hmm. then you don't get credit from God anyway, because he knows your heart. So to try to fool people into what's your intention. So if you're doing it just for the gram, then that's not a good reason. You have to do it because you want to. You really feel the need to, because if you make yourself do something that you really don't want to do, then you're going to have a feeling in the bad end. Right. You're going to blame somebody else because you couldn't say yes, or you chose to say no. You have to be, as Chef Ron saying, secure with you so that you can make the hard decisions, because a decision means in the moment you have the ability to cut something off. Decision has the word decision in it. And to make a decision on something is to cut it. So you have to decide where to cut if you're making a decision. And that's hard to do when you're wrestling with the value of you. If you know who you are, you know what that is, and you can have a strong no. And I love that, because I think that's true. What's the Shonda Rhimes wrote a book, right? And I think she did the season of, it wasn't no, her season was of yes. She did a season of yes, because she was so busy in all her other stuff that anytime people was off asking her to come to here or do this, it was like, I'm so busy with this that now I had to learn to say yes instead of no. Am I doing this on the table? Yeah. What are you doing like that?
I was doing the table like that part. No guilt.
Girl, that's a word right there. Girl, scream that out.
What?
Some people can tell you no, but don't want to get told no.
Ooh.
And that's how you know that people choose them when you so busy trying to choose. They choosing them, but who's choosing you? That's why I said when everybody choose self, ain't no attitudes. Chef Ron said, I'd rather you be mad at me than me be mad at you. So that's a word.
Which would you rather?
Oh, see, look, I didn't even see you wrote that, but that just came in my head. I'd rather you be mad at me than me be mad at you. Period. Because I'm saying yes because I want, and then when I ask you, you like no, and it's like, oh, okay.
And then you have the expectation of
that they going to say yes, and now you got a problem because they didn't do what you did, but they ain't you. They chose them. Choose them every single time, but you got this guilt to be the hero when the only person you got to rescue is yourself.
I'd rather you mad at me because I don't care.
That's a good point, y'all.
Because I'm confident in me and I don't care. And I don't want to be mad at you because now I'm mad at myself for all types of other reasons. And it's like, now it's going to be mentally
and even
mad at you.
Even with that perspective, if you are okay with yourself,
you know, you got all these, you mad at yourself for doing what you did when you saying to yourself, I knew better. I knew I shouldn't have did or whatever, right?
Yep. True story.
That is it right there, honey.
I like that. Go ahead, Nicole and Ron Paul. And those two statements together is so true because it is. And it be that same like
people don't like to be told no, honey. They get told no, they have a whole attitude. Yeah. And it's like, well, what the heck did I do to you?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like that I said no.
Yeah.
Deal with it. What's
it. I don't like that either because it's like my yes is my yes and my no is my no. So only my yes do you respect. You know what I mean? If we're in a relationship and we fool with each other, then you got to respect my yes and my no equally because you respect me. Don't change your attitude. Don't change your tone. Don't change your position because you didn't get what you want.
And it's not going to always
that's not how
be
life works.
Answer.
So I love
you
that.
You already set yourself up to be mad because you expected the yes, and now you didn't get it. So it's like you didn't plan for the no.
You didn't plan for the no.
You didn't plan for
you
the
expected a yes. Yeah. So when somebody said a no, you disappointed and you get in your feelings when it's like, okay, but so you assumed I was going to say yes. And that's how people do. They set their life up for you to say yes. And then when you say no, they ain't ready.
They ain't ready.
That's right. Nicole says, that's right. Respect my no. Because I respect yours.
Absolutely. Wait, let's see.
We can't save anyone. You can only be an example of how to treat yourself. We can't save anyone. That part right there. Because you teach people how to treat you. Come on now. Let me find out. You on that Maya Angelou.
Come on.
And it's hard because you want to support everybody, but you have to support yourself first. And sometimes you have to choose you because you just don't have it in you at the time to choose. Yeah, it's not always going to be a yes. It's a season, so it's okay.
But then your capability.
He said he responded to Jacob. Let me see what Jacob said. People are emotionally in a bad place and they can't love anything or anyone properly. We try to save people we don't want to save them, that don't want to save themselves. This will be a never-ending battle. Let's talk. Oh yeah,
come on now.
You
people
can't
are emotional
because the plane, and that's I love. So Chef Ron said after that, we can't save anyone. You can only be an example of how to treat yourself. That part, because evidence, right? You cannot save anybody because guess what happens? What they say, you jump in the water to save the person who is drowning, and they're not calm, and then both of y'all end up drowning because you don't have the capability. You want to save them, but if it's better for you to find the buoy to throw it out instead of putting yourself out there as if you are a boat when you are just a human being as they are a human being.
Panicking, so now
you're
pulling you under too, and you ain't got the capacity for you in them, and it's like
it just doesn't work. And so you're right. We can't save any, but you can be the example. That's why I said if somebody is seeing how you moving and then you're giving insight, then you respect somebody's insight who is moving and creating the things that is like I would like to create, right? So if I have access to Tyler Perry, I have a play. It's like, I want to know how do you create? I'm not gonna be like, I ain't doing that. I don't like the way you told me that. I don't give a damn what you told me. I want these results. So that means I'm going to go through the process so I don't be jealous of your promise. Because if your promise was attached to your process, then I need to know what steps it takes so that I can get what you got. See, people want what you got, but they don't want to do what you did.
That part.
Listen, people want what you got, but they don't want to do what you did.
They ain't going to do what you did.
So when you're giving them insight, it seems like, oh, you think you know. No, I know this because this is what I mastered. And the things that I don't know, I get information for so that I too can one day master. I didn't know how to write books when I started writing books, but I can write them suckers now. Come on now. I didn't know how to do audios, but I can do an audio now.
Spitting them out.
I'm just saying. These are things that you have to practice. Practice don't make perfect. It make permanent, baby. So whatever you practice in is going to permanently be the way you do things. Doesn't make it right. Just make it what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Never ending battle.
So yeah, so treating yourself, people watch that, right? Because you are the evidence. And then when people ask you, then you, oh, okay, I did A, B, C, and the third. So like you say, information is free. Step-by-step information. Yeah. You're going to have to cost, pay for it. But for people to say, oh, listen, just go here. Just go here. Just look at that. You know how many people say, well, the website, oh, well, just go when you quit. Here's the link. Here's a video that take you step by step. Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, I have a queen who can do it for you, who can actually, you can pay her and then she can build it, but it depends on what position you're in. Maybe you're not in a position to pay for somebody to do it. Maybe you have to do the work because you don't have this. So then you lead them in direction of the work. Now, if you have the resources because your time is hitting different and you're trying to fire your job and hire yourself in business so you have money to fund the dream. Now it's like, okay, well, I don't need the information. I need you to point me to the person who can do it and I can pay them and I can give them that. So it really depends on where you're sitting. But you see how both ways gonna get you to the promise? Whether you do the promise or whether somebody else does the promise and you have to pay them for them putting it together, either way, it's all about you taking the initiative for self and where you say you're trying to go. I'm trying to see that thing.
Good morning.
Good morning, Queen. Good morning.
Beverly.
I love that, Nicole. Put value in yourself and wealth will grow. That part, because it's investment.
Right there, yes.
Investment.
Anything
it was meant to be the investment in, right? And so everything is that inside. Good words of wisdom. Thank you, Dr. Beverly. And so that's what it's really about. And so I love that because it's like what we need. That's what we mean by collaboration.
Value.
Because if you even collaborate, since this is hot topics, even collaborating, it's like, okay, so you have something that I don't have, and I have something that you don't have. And if everybody is saying, okay, now that's bartering. So if I don't have, if either one of us are both in business sense, and you know how to organize, I know how to build a website, you know how to, and y'all all came together and everybody traded services, then everybody's business will be what? Blossoming at the top of the line because every mastery is in the circle of collaboration. That's why I say when queens collaborate, kings collaborate, however you say, it becomes a Garden of Eden. Because the Garden of Eden represents everything being a different flower, a different color, a different thing, but everything has value. It's all giving life to the beauty of the garden. So when we do operate together, come on now, not everything for sale unless you only have resources and you don't have anything else to exchange of value. Now we do it like that. So yeah, it depends on where you are or what you're doing.
Teamwork. What the cartoons that is gonna work?
Teamwork. But teamwork is no. I don't think there's no better phrase than teamwork makes the dream work.
Come on,
right? And so it's like either you have the teamwork of finances, or you have the teamwork of resources, or you are resourceful, or you have gifts and talents. But I think that when you find each other and you're trying to build and grow together, that it makes everything complete. Because God said everything you need, you already have. You just haven't asked the right question. Humble yourself and ask.
It's like get around the right people that need what you have. need what
they need what you got. You got what they need. We're going to get a card now because we are at 54. Look at this. We out of here.
Okay. All right.
I hate to say we out of here.
All right. Ron says, but sometimes you have people on the team that don't want to add, just want to receive. Ooh, yes, you do.
Well, you know, we always got the bench warmers. And sometimes the bench warmers are on the team. First of all, if you put them on a team, then they were qualified at some capacity.
You got to make them participate, honey.
Right. So if you have people on the team that are bench warmers, then are they really on the team? They're not practicing with you. They're not trying to think. Sometimes they're the person that just get in when the other person is exhausted. Right? Because everybody don't have the same capacity on the team, right? But if they don't want to add, then why are they on the team? I thought you traded the people that didn't want to add or had no value.
They're going to get traded eventually.
Yeah, so it depends on whose team, who's building, because everybody's building their own team.
They don't want to add, they just want to receive. They ain't going to last long.
Yeah.
They ain't going to be on the team for long.
I always think of the children's story Stone Soup. I don't think I ever read that.
I've never heard of that one. Okay, Nicole.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
And on Monday, if I find it on YouTube, it might be on YouTube because I'll be finding all the little stories on YouTube. If I find it on YouTube, maybe I'm going to see what it is over the weekend, and it might be a nice little topic because I don't know what that one is, but it might be something good.
It's gonna have to be.
Kisses to you, Nicole. Oh God.
Kisses.
You all need to read that. I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna go. I'm hoping
we're gonna Google it.
Actually,
we're gonna Google it.
While you shuffle, let me see something real quick. Let me pull up.
Because
YouTube University be having all kinds of stuff. Because I love you forever and ever. When y'all was telling me about that, I found that it was so good. Okay, so it's called Stone Soup. I might have heard that, but I don't know. Let me see. Search. Oh, it's on here. Stone Soup Bedtime Story for Kids. It is on here. I am going. Look, see, I'm telling you, with YouTube, ain't no excuses no more. YouTube University, are you kidding me? You gonna find it. So we're gonna look over this today, Nicole, and hopefully I could bring it up, and we could bring it on Monday. That'll be a Monday's topic, whatever Stone Soup is. It sound like it's gonna be good though. Jacob says people in the church don't like you for no apparent reason. Bless their little heart. They need to worry more about their salvation. Let's talk. Oh, well, that's a whole nother topic.
Don't like you.
You know why they don't like the mirror? Yeah, a lot of times, you know, people are the worst people.
They judge. They real judgy.
When people think they have arrived, there's a certain disposition about where you are, and that's where the grace is needed in church, because they'll look at you as if they woke up like that, knowing that they were saved.
I woke up like that.
Right. I woke up saved. I woke up thinking, and that's a big problem
and
in the church for a lot of people.
There.
And the church ain't nothing but the hospital when they treat it like it's supposed to be the daggone.
Come on now.
Right. It's a hospital for the sick, right? And so you're out here every week because you need a word, you need a healing, you need something to put you in the direction of feeling like, you know,
from
God
is
will.
You come to the house of the Lord to be changed, honey. Lord,
but
change
I swear,
we
the church has come off as the most judgmental.
The house of the sick. You said it's a hospital.
It's a hospital.
I like that.
It's the hospital. It's where you go to get fed, to be well, to the word, right? It's all wellness and wealth,
you know.
So at the end of the day,
judging and don't like.
So I come in here because I'm a wounded healer.
Church is supposed to be of love.
Right, Chevron? I gave my life to Jesus and he gave a brand new life to me. Boy, won't you look a little close? I'm not the one I used to be. I gave my life to Jesus and he gave a brand new life to me. Listen, don't listen. God knew he didn't give me no voice. Wounded healers. And I think
right.
People go to church but don't become one. It starts with you. Ooh, come on now, that's a word. Right. Let's leave that up there for 2 seconds. Let's let that marinate. People go to church but don't become one. It starts with you because you are the church. He said, upon this rock, I'm going to build my church. Why did he say, upon this rock, I'm going to build my church? He said, I'm going to set a foundation that no matter what happens, you will never go under. That's the rock in which you get to build your church. So you're standing on a rock. Ooh. We said, I land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on me.
They go to church.
I know Chef Ron is laughing now because anytime somebody is like, like they're a different person, and he'd be like, and we'd be like, oh, they have to like, listen, I gave my life to, shout out to St. Paul's, honey. They taught me a lot of stuff growing up, but I will never forget
Young blood, Pastor Youngblood,
young Dr. Johnny Wade, Bishop now, right?
What I'm saying, you understand what I'm
Dr.
saying.
Johnny Wade Youngblood, let me tell you something. I gave my life to Jesus, and he gave a brand new life to me. We got to remember that, and that's what church folk forget. That you came for salvation. You came for the same salvation that God gave to them. That he said that there is one that has strayed, one sheep.
Come on now.
It is your responsibility to leave the people that got it together and go get the person that doesn't. So when you turn your nose up in the ministry, in the place where God say, come as you are.
Come on now.
And let us do the rest. And the church forgets from whence they came. That is why ministry isn't ministering to the people.
Come on now. You stupid for that. Okay, Christian.
Wait. Let me see. Dr. Johnny Wade Youngblood, the hood TD Jakes People's Champ. Yo, Dr. Youngblood should have been found because, honey, I don't know a better preacher. I love TD Jakes. I love all these preachers out, but there is nobody that hit like Dr. Johnny Wade Youngblood. Let me tell you. He had us kids listening to the sermon. My favorite part of church as a kid was the sermon. He had a way of breaking that thing down.
Real. He was just real.
Straight talk. He made it make sense. That's what the Bible is supposed to come to life when it goes into your hands. Because you are supposed to relate,
down and make it make
receive, relate, so that you can grow somebody. And he did that thing, boy. He made it relate.
You so stupid. He cursed at the church.
He said, Jacob said, I call those people ratchet and unrighteous.
Come on, Jacob. Call a thing, honey.
Right. Acting holier than now, but you know what? And those be the let me tell you something. I had some church folks who be hollering, hooping, and all that, and leave that building, and they got no love for the people in their own family. Cussing and raising hell.
So sad.
But they all on the thing, and they all holy, ghost filled, fire baptized in the walls.
And they because Jesus,
as Chef Ron said, they forgot that they are the church.
Ain't showing no love.
That the building,
not being of love.
The building is where it's at.
Come on now.
The building is where you go to commune. That's why I say it's a hospital.
It's just a building.
You are the church. The building is the hospital.
The building that make things happen. And if the people ain't right, my.
Because he cursed at church. I loved it. I'm done.
He real.
He did cuss. He
cussed. What's wrong with a little cuss?
No, that's why we laughing.
I
know. That's how he got the young people, huh? He got us. Because you don't want to go to church and you be like, oh my God, my pastor is real. Oh, I want to hear what he got to say. So now he snuck the Bible. He snuck the word to us with real talk for real understanding. So all that they reading thou art now, they like, I don't get.
Look at the results.
Look at the results.
I
watched him speak from his soul every Sunday. So when people be like, oh, you get up and talk and you don't have paperwork, because God will set you up right under where you need to be set up under.
Soul.
So because I always saw him speak, I'm like, okay, it got to be in you. Yeah. You got to feel it to talk about it. So if I'm going to talk about something, it's because I feel it.
You know how.
So I got to feel it in my soul.
That piece of paper. He took the paper. Was like,
he said, no, we're not going to speak from your heart. When you speak from your heart, you will reach.
You don't need no paper.
If there's one person in the room, that's all God came. He said, listen, I had you in line for one person. You wanted to get 100 saved souls. And I said, there was one sheep I needed. So if you would be yourself, then if you get one and she get one and he get one, guess what? There's none left. So being you allows you to reach the person that came to hear your voice. Girl. Not his voice, not her voice, but your voice. So be the voice.
You know how the cup just tap your
tooth? Tap your tooth.
Girl.
Thank God it didn't take it out.
Oh, thank God for that, because I'm telling you.
We don't need no toothless Kia.
Hey, y'all, hey. Yo, we're so over this hour.
Yeah, we over the hour. We about to end. The only person is you. The only person is you owe is you.
Come on.
Be a global vessel that impacts God's people, power, passion, and purpose.
Yes.
Heart.
The 3 P's.
The 3 P's.
3
Then Nicole talking about some freestyling. Come on now. Off the dome.
From the dome.
That's what he told me. That's why I be like,
no
what?
Tooth. No tooth.
No tooth.
Be toothless.
Toothless.
That thing said ting. I said, oh.
No, that happened to me once or twice because, you know, these teeth ain't young no more.
Correct.
My face may be young, but these teeth aging.
I don't need a chip, nothing missing, or nothing. They already like.
Honey.
Okay.
I'm going to need me some veneers in about 2 years.
Come on now.
But yes, so we're going to get this call. Oh.
We're going to get a call.
Hurry up. We got to open up the book. We didn't do a book. Listen, we got distracted, but it's Friday.
Ooh.
Fear.
Faith or fear. What the F is your mustard?
The kid is crazy, y'all.
Forget escaping her eyes.
So today's message is fear, y'all. So let's talk about this fear before we pull our cards, and you guys have a great weekend. Fear. God gave us his spirit, and the spirit doesn't make us weak and fearful. Instead, the spirit gives us power and love. He helps us control ourselves. 2 Timothy 1:7. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 27:1. I told you fear is not of God. Boy, when y'all get what the F is my mustard, I cannot wait. When I am afraid, I will trust you. I praise God for his word. I trust God, so I am not afraid. What can human beings do to me? Psalm 56:3. And that rhymes. Psalm 56:3. What can humans do to me? What can human beings do to me? Nothing, honey, because God got you.
No, it's a complete sentence. What you gonna do?
I'm done. Faithful God, with you I have no need of fear. Yet still I struggle with it. Fear feels like a living thing. It comes in and takes hold of my thoughts, lying to me and trying to convince me I can rely on you to save me. But you are near. I only need to speak your name and fear retreats. Thank you, Jesus, for the saving power of your name. What fears can you give to God right now?
Give it to God. Give your fears to God. Come
what
on
fears
now.
Can you give to God right now? Remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. What is appearing false, right? That's appearing real in your life. That's really false because you have the power to do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And so what are you afraid of? His answer is yes, because you have the power to choose. So whatever you want is up to you because you have the power to choose. So be fearless. Unless you got a new way to fear. Forget escaping and rise.
Come on now.
That's all I'm saying.
Turn that thing around.
Turn that thing around, right? Nicole, I love it. We listen.
We love y'all.
We love y'all so much.
We love y'all. Thanks for joining in and having conversations.
That part. Here we go. We're going to get our
like Jacob say, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. He's bringing a certain spirit in there.
Okay.
You say, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. He's got a certain spirit in him.
Let's talk about it.
I've heard that spirit before. Listen, this card flew over here, so this is clearly going to be my card. So I'm going to leave it. It flew.
It
flew over here.
Y'all ready?
I don't know what it's going to say.
Lord.
I am extraordinary and I am a leader.
I'm an extraordinary leader. Girl.
I love that together. You see? You see how I ams can all go together? I am an extraordinary leader.
Come on now.
So I want y'all to remember that today.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
I am an extraordinary leader.
And you know I like to give y'all details, not, of the word, just because I can. So extraordinary is very unusual or remarkable. Usually great. That's extraordinary. Extraordinary. And then the leader is Oh no, that's light. Leader's on this side too, because that's all lowercase words. So leader is the person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country. So you are extraordinary. You are remarkable and great at leading what? A group, organization, or country. So the power is in you. But first you got to make your no's, and your yeses your yeses. You got to remember that you rather them be mad at you.
Come on.
Than you be mad at them. You got to remember I choose you first so that you can refill on the things that matter so that your emotional health is intact when you're dealing with people. So what comes out is what you want to come out.
Come on now.
So what's in, you got to garden yourself accordingly. You got to fill yourself up with the things that makes you extraordinary and a leader. And that is knowing I am. God said that I am. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And so when you're looking on the outside for what you need, God said it's already on the inside. Now, if you can invest in yourself, take the time and do the inside work because it's an inside job, then you will be extraordinary and you will lead people into the places that you were destined to because it's a relay race and somebody's relying on you.
Come on now. Once you come with that confidence, because leaders got to have that confidence. That confidence shine bright when you walk in that room.
And remember, the word to go with extraordinary leader is what? Fearless. You don't have to have no fear. Why? Because God got you. He got you.
You're an extraordinary leader.
And this has been listen, God has had to end the way it's supposed to
Come
end.
on now.
All of those messages came together. Without you, there's no us. Conversations and coffee.
And like Nicole said, and life will be as sweet as that honey.
Come on now. Good God Almighty.
Yes, I love that. Will.
And listen, that's the perfect way to end this conversation.
It has been an amazing Friday. Awesome topics we covered, guys. Jacob, Nicole, Ron, Chef Ron, Queen Bev, Melissa. Thanks everybody who had conversations with us this morning, man. It was wonderful.
That part.
Y'all keep us going. Y'all keep us rolling. Keep the conversation going. I love it.
Tammy, Queen CEO.
Yes.
Like I said, as you're watching the replay, I hope you are having a good time, whether you're live or not. Next time, tune in.
Yeah.
At 8:40ish.
Jump in, y'all.
We'll be here every morning, Monday through Friday.
8:30ish to 9:30ish. You know, when it get good, it get good. So, but
we love you guys. We love you.
Enjoy your Friday.
Hello, Miss Delta.
Hey,
hello,
lady.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so without further ado, remember, it's a relay race and somebody's relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember that you can never turn on anybody else's light. But you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. The ability of measurement in which you are equipped to respond. Don't forget to do your part. So you've been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up
and make today count.
So we love you. We love you. We love you. We'll see you guys back here on Monday. You guys have you an amazing weekend. Remember that you are extraordinary. You are a leader. And that God said you should not be afraid because he got you. He got you. So faith your way through. What the F is your mustard seed?
What the F is your mustard seed?
Faith or fear?
I
said you better
do. What are you operating out of all weekend? Faith
all
or fear?
Weekend.
And turn that around.
So without further ado, don't forget to love. That love grows everything. So love yourself first. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
To God be the glory.
Lord, flip them switches.
Love grows everything.